Welcome to Sunday School for Sunday, December 28th, 2025. For our senior high students, I do not own the rights to this music. Today's Bible basis is coming out of Matthew chapter 23, verses 2 through 12, Mark chapter 12, verses 38 through 44, the Bible Truth, a Generous Gift. The title of today's story, A Gracious Giver. It was that time of year again, the annual walkathon for sickle cell anemia, a blood disorder that affects many African Americans, was fast approaching. Yolanda had a lot of personal stake in the walkathon. Her dad had sickle cell anemia, and she was captain of the city of Carson's volleyball team, which annually participated in the walkathon. The team consistently raised over $3,000 every year through the generosity of family, friends, and local businesses. I love this time of year, Yolanda thought to herself while passing out flyers in the neighborhood, soliciting donations. Anything you give will be greatly appreciated, she told people as they passed by. Some businesses allowed them to place donation boxes in their stores, while others gave generously. One particular business owner, Mrs. Rose, usually donated at least $1,500 from her personal account. This year was different, though. This year, I won't be able to give our usual donation, Mrs. Rose said sadly. We can only give $250. Yolanda assured her, That's fine, Mrs. Rose. Whatever you give is greatly appreciated. She hugged her and said, You always give from the heart, and that's what counts. Immediately, Mrs. Rose thought of placing one of the donation boxes on her counter, something she hadn't done before. 2 weeks later, Yolanda returned to collect the boxes, and Mrs. Rose was her last stop. When Yolanda entered the door, Mrs. Rose had a huge smile on her face. Guess what? She said, walking toward Yolanda with the box. You know, I was disappointed not to give my usual $1,500 donation. But not only did I raise my usual $1,500, I also raised an additional $1,000. They both praised God together. You are a gracious giver, Mrs. Rose, said Yolanda. The lesson scripture, Matthew chapter 23, verses 2 through 12, and Mark chapter 12, verses 38 through 44. Saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore, whatsoever they bid you, observe. That observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and they lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries, and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. But be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. Mark 12, verse 38, beginning. And he said unto them in his doctrine, Beware of the scribes, which love to go in long clothing, and love salutations in the marketplaces, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and the uppermost rooms at feasts, which devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayers. These shall receive greater damnation. And Jesus sat over against the treasury, and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury. And many that were rich cast in much. And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 mites, which make a farthing. And he called unto him and his disciples, and saith unto them, Verily I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. For all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living. Humility and compassion are 2 of the foundations of Jesus' ministry. He ministered about matters of the heart and authentic love. This went against the current religious leaders' behavior. The scribes and Pharisees were often identified as being haughty and wanting to be in the spotlight. Jesus celebrated humility and authenticity. We all desire to be recognized and held in high esteem by others. Will the adulation of others confirm our real importance? While Jesus denounced the scribes and Pharisees' obsession with receiving recognition, he affirmed the acts of selfless compassion and humility by the poor widow who gave all she had. Much like the poor widow, Mrs. Rose exemplified genuine generosity and came out better than before. Her generosity box overflowed. Yolanda celebrated her authentic giving. The questions from our story today. Number 1, have you ever raised monies for a particular cause? Share your experience. Number 2, why do you think Mrs. Rose raised more than she ever had before? Number 3, what did you learn about giving from the story? Number 4, give your own definition of genuine generosity. And number 5, finish the sentence. To give is to what? The questions up from our lesson text. Number 1, is the behavior of the religious leaders Jesus was referring to still evident today? Number 2, define Jesus' ministry in your own words. Number 3, if you had to ask the widow one question, what would it be? Number 4, what do you think is the strongest attribute of a good leader? When you give genuinely and authentically, it helps you and whomever you are giving to. What's important is not the size of the gift, but the quality of the heart giving the gift. This week, write a prayer about genuine giving to share with the class next week. The memory verse. And he called unto him his disciples, and saith unto them, Verily I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. And that's Mark chapter 12, verse 43. The end. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.